welcome to our next episode of the Greenhouse Gals
Yes.
here at Buckwater Greenhouse. I'm Tiffany.
Yeah, and I'm Olivia.
Today we want to talk about strawberries.
Yeah, so I don't even know what day it is, like March 13th?
Oh, today's the 14th.
14th, okay. So we have our strawberries out here at the greenhouse. They're still pretty tiny, but
They're just
we
starting to
saw
come up.
them. And what do we do with strawberries? Like, strawberries are so good, and
My
you
favorite.
can grow them in Ohio. Like, they're perfect.
They are my favorite, my absolute favorite fruit, and they always have been since I was a little girl. I would go out in the garden. I have such good memories of going out there with. Actually, I was by myself, and my mom would give me a basket and say, "Go pick strawberries," and I'd
Yeah.
like eat one, pick one.
Yeah.
Did you ever do that?
Yeah, for sure, always. They're, small, so like you can eat so many more. Like, yes, the basket's always a lot smaller.
Yes. So the strawberries that we have started, we actually are sitting in front of them today if you're watching on YouTube. But they are, so we get the strawberry starts in bare root, so that means there's nothing on them. And then we plant them and get them started. So that way people can actually see they have a viable plant, because when you grow things from bare root, you still lose a certain percentage of them.
Okay.
So ours are already started, and these will be ready to plant. I would say in April. March is a little early to be planting strawberries that are already up.
Mm-hmm.
And I checked mine yesterday actually, because I have some planted in a flower bed that goes around the backside of my pool, and it's been the best thing ever because nobody sees the backside of my pool except me if I walk back there. And just having them elevated a little bit, and it's only like maybe a 3-foot wide bed.
Yeah.
And they're right there, and I can walk through and pick them. But anyway, they're still covered up with leaves.
Okay.
And I don't really want to take those off yet, because even though today is a very abnormal 75-degree day
Yes, it is.
in Ohio, it's not normally 70 at all in March.
Yeah.
If I take those leaves off and clean off all the dead right now, it's going to expose all those new leaves that are protected right now. And it's going to drop back down in the 20s, 30s next week at times. Not maybe every day, but that would damage them, and I don't want to lose them.
Yes.
So I'm going to wait closer to the end of March before I clean them off. A lot of people might cover their strawberries with straw for the winter. So just a little bit longer, and then I'll clean my strawberry bed up and do my fertilizing.
Yeah. Okay, good. So we have 3 types of strawberries here at the greenhouse, but there are types of strawberries. Can you explain what they are and what the difference is?
Yes. So your most common type of strawberry is a June-bearing strawberry.
Okay.
Those are the biggest. They're the most flavorful, and the ones when you see like it's strawberry days, or somebody maybe is having a fruit sale, those are probably June-bearing strawberries. So that is exactly what the name says. They typically bear fruit in the month of June, and then they're done. Sometimes you'll get some early ones at the end of May, and those are just your first ones coming on. Those are your most common type of strawberry to grow. And if you don't want to be picking tons and tons of tiny strawberries, you probably want a June-bearing one.
Okay.
The other kind is like an ever-bearing strawberry. So those will bear a smaller crop in the spring, and then again in the fall. They tend to have a little bit of break in the summer. Sometimes I have them come off and on throughout the summer, the ever-bearing types. And then the day neutral varieties are ones that just kind of come up whenever they want throughout the season.
Yeah.
So we typically have ever-bearing and June-bearing here at the greenhouse.
Okay. Yeah, very good. Just to mention, they're not seeds. Strawberries, you don't start them from seeds. It's a bare root, like she was saying, kind of like asparagus, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could
Asparagus?
start them from a seed. You're just
Yeah.
going to take, like asparagus, you could start from a seed too. It just takes so much longer.
Yes.
A lot longer.
Yeah.
So it's way quicker from, if you have strawberries already, they send out what they're called runners. So it's like little plants that come off of the main plant.
Yes, perfect. See, let's go right into that. So the runners, that's how else you can get strawberries and reproduce them, are these runners. So what is a runner on a strawberry? What do you do with it?
So your first year you plant strawberries, they often will recommend that, number one, you take the flowers off, which I'll be honest, I never do because I'm just always so excited to have
Yeah.
fruit the first year. But if you are willing to wait one season and take those flowers off, that forces the plant to put more energy into just getting bigger.
Okay.
The other thing to do, not just the first year you have strawberries, but every year, is to take the runners off. So the runner will look like a long stem coming out from the main part of the strawberry with a little baby strawberry plant on the end of it.
Yes.
And it'll just kind of dangle in the air until it grows out long enough that it lands on the ground next to it. So it's kind of like an umbilical cord, if you will.
Yeah, that's
Of
what
a
I was
strawberry.
about to say, yeah. Looks kind of.
So if you clip those off, and which can be hard for some people because in your back of your mind you're thinking, oh, but that could be another strawberry plant.
Yeah.
If you just take those off, and they do it pretty quick, so you're gonna have to check every 1 to 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Cut those off, cut that runner off, and if it's big enough, go ahead and plant it somewhere else, but take it off from the main plant because then your main plant is putting more energy into rooting and just being bigger itself. And then the next year, or you'll just have such bigger strawberries.
Yeah.
And I would be, in my mind, I want to pick fewer strawberries that are big rather than wasting my time searching for all these tiny ones.
And they have so many seeds on them already. It's just like a big ball of seeds.
Right, yeah.
Strawberry
If you have a
seeds.
little strawberry that's just covered with seeds, it doesn't do any good. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Very good. So yeah, the runners. And then should you split them up at the end of the season? And like, do you need to rotate your plants? So someone mentioned like every 3 years or so, like that main strawberry plant, like that's why they send off runners, so they can reproduce and that mother plant will soon die. And they have all these new baby plants that'll grow.
Yeah.
So should you like rotate them or replant some of those runners?
Yeah. Yeah, strawberries don't produce fruit forever.
Okay.
They will have lower yields after 3 to 4 years, and you just won't get a lot of strawberries off of those same plants anymore.
Yeah.
So if you want to stretch it a little bit farther, because I remember growing up, we was always told to like replant your strawberry plants every 6 to 7 years. And it's because they don't produce after that. They're just not very, they can't do it anymore.
Yes.
They're done. They've served their purpose.
Yes, time for their other plants.
So if you get to 3 to 4 years, it's recommended that you kind of renovate that flower bed a bit. So add some really, take the time to add some really good compost in. You want to fertilize every year, but adding more good compost in and just reworking that a bit. Then you could stretch it to that 6 to 7 year mark with the same plants. Otherwise, replant after that time. So you could use the runners that are coming off and just know that you've got a new, if you have the space, just keep adding rows each year. But yeah. So
no, that's good.
they don't last forever.
Yes, true fact.
That's the
You do
sad
need
part.
to,
Oh, and as far as you asked if in the fall, it's not usually recommended that you do any kind of planting for strawberries in the fall.
Okay.
Because they can get damaged with the cold over the winter. So spring is a better time to renovate your bed, to replant.
Yeah.
I mean, throughout the summer, I'll even, as I'm taking runners off, I'll tuck them in here and there. But don't resist the urge to do it in the fall.
Yeah.
And know that you have to wait till spring.
Yeah, okay, very good. And then just typical care of strawberries, fertilizing, sun, water. Do you need to go out and water them if they're just in the ground, or just sunlight and the rain whenever it happens? Are they pretty hardy or not?
They are pretty hardy, but if you're having a drought of any kind, like last year it was abnormally dry. We were borderline drought here. There was a lot of other counties right next to us that were in a severe drought.
Okay.
I watered my strawberries during that time last year. Normally I don't have to do much.
Yeah.
And if anything, you gotta watch they don't get too much water because they don't like to be overwatered.
Okay.
So that's where they benefit from being in a raised bed, someplace that's very well draining. As far as fertilizer, I like Berry Tone by Espelma. It's just a real easy organic fertilizer. You just take handfuls of it and work it in the soil around each plant. So I'll do that here in April with them. And that's about it.
Yeah. Okay, very good. And then last question, what do you do with strawberries? What's your favorite thing to do with them?
Just eat them.
Yeah.
My grandma makes an amazing strawberry pie.
Pie, yeah.
Oh, she makes the
That's
best
good.
strawberry pie.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else do I like to do? We do like to make some jelly.
Yeah.
Like
Jam.
frozen.
Okay.
I've tried processing it in a canner before, and it just doesn't taste the same as frozen jam. My
Fresh.
kids love to have that. If I don't make it, then they go to their other grandma and they go to their grandma and she'd have her make it for them.
Yes. Go around.
So, but yes.
Yeah, very good.
Strawberry shortcake. Did I mention that?
Yeah, no, that's
you got me
good.
going on things with strawberries.
Yeah, better than just jam. I said like smoothies. We do smoothies all the time. Like smoothies are our ice cream. So just freeze them. Like we don't even mess around with canning them. We just cut the tops off, freeze them.
They're really easy. I mean, you just freeze them whole.
Yeah.
There's nothing to that.
Yeah.
No.
Lots of good things.
Now I want some strawberries.
Yeah.
It's not time yet.
So fresh.
Oh,
Yeah.
so good.
Okay. Very good. That's on strawberries. Pretty easy. Great plant produce. It'll get you fresh. Something you can eat in Ohio here. So that's it for this episode.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us on the Greenhouse Gals. We'll see you next time.